with the educated opinion on topics of all varieties. This your boy Bubba, and you already know what I'm about to say, right? You are listening to Bubba's Banter. Y'all, what's good, y'all? It's your motherfucking boy. I ain't gotta say no names, right? But I am. Anyways, it's your boy Bubba, and you are watching and also listening to Bubba's Banter. I hope you guys are living well, feeling well. I am doing okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little tired, actually. I had to flex my schedule for work this week, and so my sleeping schedule's been off, my gym schedule's been off, and I'm just really fucking tired. I had some on-the-job training type shit I gotta learn because I have to learn. My job is forever revolving, and I'm learning new things for new, situations and positions or whatever it is. So it is what it is. But me working graveyards mean I have to flex my schedule so I can go to the proper class times. So my body is like, oh my god, bro, you should be sleeping. But yeah. Anyways, it's my day off now, so and then just dealing with depression, y'all, like. And I don't want to say I'm like clinically diagnosed, but I just had some shit going on this weekend that really just like depression was like, yo, what's up, bitch? How you doing? I ain't talked to you in a bit, ho. For real, bro. So there's that, but I'm fine. I promise you guys I'm fine. I'm finna, record and get off and edit and then head out for a little date tonight. So I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, I'm here. So let's banter. But before we get into the banter, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you do that. Give me a likes. You might as well do it because it's free. Also a share because that's also free. Follow me on my social medias, which is The Real Doc Dre, Bubba's Banter Podcast, and Bubba's Banter on Facebook, okay? And yes, I know y'all like to hear my sexy ass voice, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just sexy as hell. Bubba's Banter is on multiple streaming platforms like Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and plenty others. But if you do have Spotify, please make sure you listen to me on there because this podcast is hosted by Spotify for creators. Okay, so please make sure you listen to me on there. That will help me out a bunch. I'll be ready to fuck this podcast up when I be giving y'all the information where to follow me at. Okay, just click the link down in the description and you'll find exactly where I'm streaming at, where you want to listen to me at, where you want to watch me at, follow me at, all that. Okay, so make sure you click the link down there, I should say. So yeah, but let's get into this show tonight, all right? And I think it's going to get me canceled, to be honest. It's going to get me canceled. It's going to get me canceled. So this shit really might get me canceled, but I'm going to talk about it. So I don't know if y'all know about the situation that happened about 2 weeks ago at the OSG, the official Strongman games. A trans woman by the name of Jammie Booker won first place in the women's category at the Strongman games, right? And it caused a big hoopla. Andrea Thompson came in second. She is a strong woman competitor. She is a biological woman because I know how y'all like to hate. I hate the word cis, so I'm going to try to respect y'all as much as I can. But just so you know, I'm probably going to say cis a few times because I'm just used to having those conversations, especially around like people who understand English and the way we try to differ to people, But anyways, I'm not going to get into that because I know that's going to piss some of y'all off and probably make y'all click the motherfucking turn off button or icon on this video. So I'm trying to be so respectful as much as I can. But y'all know I love lifting. I've been loving lifting since I was 8 years old. A friend, I went to a competition when I was 8 years old with a friend. Dad, he took us down to this competition because his dad was a lifter as well, and I just been into lifting for a long time. And since I was 8 years old, I was like, man, when I get older, I want to be able to pick up 500 pounds off the ground. I want to pick up 700, 800. I want to be able to do this one day. You know what I'm saying? And so, I've been gradually working towards, being a power lifter or a strongman competitor, even though I have yet to even venture out into it because of various reasons. But we can get into that later because we don't have too much time to talk about that. But I'm just like, the situation that just happened is so unfortunate, y'all. It's so fucking unfortunate. So where do we start? So I kind of want to get into the facts right quick before I indulge in my actual opinion about what happened. So we know that Jammie Booker is actually a trans woman. We know this. We know Jammie's a trans woman, but I didn't tell y'all how she got exposed. She got exposed due to the fact that someone found her OnlyFans content and leaked it. This is how we know. And I don't know if, Andrea knew before. Is it Andrea or Andrea? I hope I'm saying it right, but I'm just going to go with Andrea because Andrea just feels very organic. So Andrea or Andrea, if I'm saying it wrong, and if you see this, I'm sorry. But Andrea, I don't know if she knew this or not, but there was a video of her walking off the podium pissed off. And there's also photos of her on the podium pissed the fuck off. Understandable. I would probably be pissed too. I would probably be extremely fucking angry about this. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I wouldn't. I would be hella mad, if that happened to me. But yeah, Jammie, she got exposed because of her OnlyFans content. Just, can you imagine, like, can you imagine getting exposed that way? Oh my God, that really sucks to know that she got exposed that way. But the OSG, made a statement saying that they didn't know that Jammie was a trans woman, and I think it questions if there's actually an application that is wanting you to identify your sex, because I've heard that there's divisions where you can actually compete against men. Like, women can compete against men if they want to. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe I'll get on the internet and look a little bit more. But then they also talked about their policy, and that their policy says that competitors, athletes have to compete against the people they were born as. So if you were born a male, you have to compete against a male, regardless of identity. And after reviewing the situation, they, disqualified Jammie and gave the trophy to Andrea and recounted the points and gave the points to the other ladies as well who competed it. So it sucks because Andrea didn't really get to win in a way that she was supposed to win. Like, yeah, she lost by 1 point, but she didn't get to win the way she was supposed to win. Like, she was supposed to be on the podium, and because Andrea is fucking cold. She's fucking cold. Like, she's a killer. She's a motherfucking killer, y'all. She's a killer. This shit is just unfortunate, bro. Like, it really is unfortunate. Like, what do you say to it besides you were wrong, Jammie? Like, you were wrong. I think the fact that you came into a woman's category knowing that you were biologically a male, even though you identify as a female now or a woman, does not still give you the right to be dishonest about the situation. And I think that's more so what I feel is like, you were very, very dishonest, and it's very wrong. And it doesn't make you necessarily a bad person, because sometimes people do things based on the pressures that they're feeling. And I understand disclosure is a very important thing when it comes to, being trans. I'm not trans, and I'm also not a woman, but I understand that your disclosure as a trans person is very important, and it involves safety a lot of the times too. So I get it. I really do get that. But you were dishonest. And so I saw this article on ESPN where Andrea Thompson was actually talking about the situation after the fact. Okay. So I'm going to read a little bit of that. Andrea Thomas said, it was overshadowed by someone who should not been there. I was very frustrated and angry. She lied and was dishonest and took away a lot of things from a lot of women. The lady that came 11th didn't get the chance to do the third day, to have the top 10 status in the world. Literally, how dare you? How can you come into a space and take away something from someone who is biologically a woman, even though you identify as a woman? It's just different to me. I'm sorry, it is different to me. And maybe I'm foul for feeling that way, but that's how I feel. And I mean, we could talk about fairness, but we also need to talk about the realities of identity, right? And how you can have two truths, and this is where it gets complicated. At I have to say that, because again, you have two truths here that are both real and that are both valid, right? Truth one is that women's sports exists for a reason. Biological sex matters when it comes to the strength-based competitions because it affects the way you perform. It affects recovery, power output, all those things. And competitors deserve to have a, playing level field. It's just the truth, right? And then truth two is that identity is real. You're not going to change my motherfucking mind on that. Identity is fucking real. At the end of the day, a person's gender journey, the way they show up and how they maneuver through the world is there, and it's real, and that's not up for debate. It's not up for debate. I'm not going to debate with anybody about it. But I do think that we need to have a place where we need to have a level of respect and dignity for people who are trans, period, point blank. And I also don't think that just because you are trans, that means that your career as a athlete just has to end. I don't believe that. And I think that we got to get to a place where we can allow people to still experience the things that they experience, although they are trans, period. And this is where intersectionality just hits, right? The intersection is hitting right now. And it's not as simple as rules are rules or inclusion over everything, because I do feel like there are individuals who think that inclusion over everything just matters the most. It just tops everything. And it's like, no, it does not. Some people do have spaces that are cultivated for them or cultivated or curated around them. And at the end of the day, how dare you come into somebody's space and try to cultivate or curate your own vibes when the space was created for them? And I have literally been going through this a lot lately as a gay black man, navigating through, my own spaces here in Portland, Oregon, and dealing with like, damn, where is there a space for me at? Where does people that look like me and do the things that I like, where are they at? Sometimes. And I dealt with that and struggled with that for a really long time, but I really paid attention to it now. I went to a party last week and I was like, oh my, none of the people here, this shit is weird. The vibes is weird. It was not cool. I was like, I paid $20 to get in here, and it was my best friend's birthday weekend. So I was like, I kind of have to go, so that's why I went, even though he probably wouldn't have cared. It's the simple fact that it's his birthday weekend, and I had to be there for his birthday weekend. Period, point blank, did not matter. But I started realizing that spaces belong to, you got to have respect for people's spaces. People belong in their spaces, and they go there because that's their home. That's where they go. That's where they, where they live, right? And so I feel like in this situation, strong women competitions tend to be very welcoming, right? Strong men competitions in general, whether it's a woman or a man powerlifting, these people tend to be very welcoming. And I think because I've met people in the strong man and strong women community, and the community is a very strong, tight knit group, and all they care about is you getting stronger. So I think the situation that just happened really just needs, like, a real conversation needs to happen between people. I really do think that that's the biggest thing that I think needs to happen. And I think even, when we talk about the sport itself, like, half these fucking, federations don't even test for PEDs, performing enhancing drugs, right? And it's not just the men, the women too, because some of them motherfuckers be looking bricky and square shape and be looking very, manly, and they also deal with transphobia themselves. And that's the crazy part, is because, like, going through all this stuff, I've seen people leaving comments under Andrea's stuff and under other strong women competitors' comments saying that she's a man, she's a transformer, blah, 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 this is that. The conversation has never been about, protecting women's sports. It's always been about, I don't like trans people because they are different. That's always been the conversation with the outliers. And I think that's where, like, people have to watch about who they attach to their sport. But I think further on, when we, after the situation, you will have more, women having to get tested to say that they are a biological woman, to actually pee in front of like officials to make sure their genitals are exposed, to see that actual pee going into the cup and testing for PEDs. And now a lot of these women are not going to be able to perform because a lot of these women are on PEDs, just like a lot of these men are on PEDs. So the game is all fucked up now at this point. It's gonna change. It's gonna change a lot. But hey, it is what it is. Like, that's just kind of how I feel about it. I don't necessarily know exactly how further I can talk about it because the range of this conversation is so very complex. But I just think that it was so unfair that, that this had to happen to, Andrea. And I'm sad that, Jammie got exposed the way she got exposed, because disclosure is important. Disclosure is very important. It's very muddy, but very fucking important. And I think the fact that this happened, it just sucks. It really sucks. And I really feel bad for Jammie. To have your fucking nudes put on the internet and exposed is just, I mean, you're already exposing yourself by making OnlyFans, but to be exposed in this way, to be humiliated, to be taunted, to be talked about, like, it's just not right. Because I feel like let's put fairness and everything to the side and let's look at the human cost of all this. For Andrea Thompson, it's fucked up that she did not get her win the way she was supposed to get her win. She trained for this. She earned that fucking moment. She trained for this. She earned her moment. And she didn't get to get it. She didn't get to stand on stage as the fucking champion. That's like, not being able to go across the stage and receive your diploma because of something stupid and minor. Like, it's very fucking unfair. And for Jammie, again, I still think it was fucked up that people felt like they needed to expose her the way that they did. This is not about protecting, women's sports. This is about humiliating people. You went out your way to humiliate a person because they were being dishonest. Like, I'm all about bringing people to the table and calling them out. But the simple fact is that you went out your way to expose her private content and put it out there. I don't think that's all right to do to anybody. Period, point blank. I don't care whether what she did was right or wrong, or you feel indifferent about it. It was fucking foul to do that to her. Period, point blank. Not going to deal with that. And for the strong, women community and strong men community, this is just going to shake up trust now. Like, I don't know who to fucking trust, because I think the community seems to be a little bit small and it's growing, but it seems like everyone knows each other. People train together. People do these things. Like, it's going to shake up trust now. And I see it already on the social medias, and I think a lot of strong women are already questioning who is going to protect us, which is valid and fair. So I don't know what else to say about this. I will say that the bigger questions that I'm left with, that I've been thinking about, is like, how should birth and sex verification actually be handled respectfully, consistently, without violating people's privacies? Should all sports require it? And I know most sports do require it. But then also I'm wondering, how do we create policies for trans people in certain sports? How do we motivate, such a small community to actually even join some of these sports to do these things? I'm wondering, like, how could we actually make this a bigger thing for trans people, or just people who want to fucking go do a sport that belongs to the LGBTQ, like, period. Like, you don't necessarily have to be a trans woman, you could be non-binary, you could be a gay person, like, but even then, that's a slippery slope too. So I get it. I really do get it, but it sucks that it happened, and I hate that it happened. I just feel like, even as a gay black man, I know what it feels like to live at an intersectionality of identity and scrutiny and expectations, because I am a man. When people see me, they see male first. They don't see me as, a gay person who's sucking dick and fucking dudes. They see me as a male first. So I try to approach this situation like, I gotta have a little empathy for it, while, acknowledging the realities of it. I believe in fairness. Fairness does fucking matter. I believe women deserve to have their protected spaces, period, point blank. I also believe that trans people deserve respect and dignity, and that trans people are real people. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. Non-binary are non-binary folks. And I think we got to get to a place where we can give some type of common respect, we got to give some type of common respect to people, especially when it's deserved to them, period. You can give people common courtesy. It's not that bad to do. So, yeah, that's just how I feel. But anyways, I want to say thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing, handling me and dealing with me and being there for me and supporting my show. I really do appreciate you guys. I will be coming to a season end very, very soon. I know I've said that a couple shows back, but I do need to take a break away from podcasting. I have a lot of shit going on. I want to work on some new projects, and I also want to revamp my show. So I do need a break, at least a month or two away from it. What I think I am going to plan on doing is making sure that I promote as much as I can so I don't lose subscribers or numbers, and you guys can probably watch old episodes or catch up on episodes if you haven't seen any or listen to any of them, because I need that too. So yeah, there's that. But again, I want to say thank you guys for supporting me and fucking with your boy. So, all right. Go ahead and follow that. Follow my social medias, which is The Real Doc Dre, Bubba's Banter Podcast, Bubba's Banter on Facebook. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the share. And yeah, fuck with your boy. All right, y'all. Peace.